Hello beaders, and welcome back to my channel. So I've been doing a lot of bead crochet tutorials, and this tutorial is about bead weaving, and what I'm going to demonstrate today is cubic right angle weave. So cubic right angle weave is a tubular bead stitch where you can form chains, etc. And this stitch is a little daunting to some beaders initially when they are not able to understand the thread path or the thread schematic of the weave. So I am going to show you today how I understand it and how it makes my work easier. So today it will be cubic right angle weave. It's called cubic right angle weave because it forms like it is like a cube. And before going into what is cubic right angle weave, I'll tell you this is a right angle weave unit. A unit means it is made up of 4 beads, and all these 4 beads are at right angles to each other. So that's why it is called as a right angle weave. And remember, for a right angle weave, always there will be 4 beads in that unit. And as we build, I'll tell you how the weaving changes because of the way it is built. So let us begin by making the first unit. To make the first unit on some thread and needle, so here I've taken some cotton thread on a needle because this thread is thick enough to go into the beads that I have selected. The beads here are, I have on purpose taken bigger beads. These are 4 mm faceted beads, and they have got big holes. You see my regular needle can pass through the holes of this bead, so that's why I've taken this to make it appear easier on camera for everyone to understand. So I'm first going to make this unit. So to make this unit, like I told you, we will need 4 beads. So let me take 1, 2, 3 and 4 beads. So I'm taking 4 beads on the length of thread, and so these 4 are here. So what I will do is I'm just going to tie them up together. So we can either tie them up together, or we can even pass the needle. You can pass the needle back into the first one, and when we pull it together, see, it forms a right angle weave. So this is also possible. This is also the way it has to be worked when we are making the bead weaving jewelry and other stuffs, because we don't want a knot in the place. So we can do this also, but for this purpose, like I told you, I would knot it, but anyway I can still even go ahead with this. So after making this first unit, now instead of moving sideways, okay, usually beadwork, if you're going to make a bracelet or any flat work, it's going to move sideways like this, but this one is going to move upwards because this is going to be like a tube. So this piece will move upwards like this. So in order to get this thread a little tight, I'm just going to pass it through one more bead, so that it is a little more firm. Now from here is when we start making the cubic right angle weave. So for the cubic right angle weave, this is the base, and from each one of this, so from each one of this, that is from all the 4, we are going to be adding another unit of right angle weave like this. So see, this is one corner, we are going to be adding one like this on top of that, okay. But as you see now, when you see, if you add 4 more here to the existing bead here already, what will happen? You will have 5 beads, but what we need is only 4 beads for the unit, and that means, so I'll show you properly. So that means what happens is, once again I have to add this one over on top of this. But as you can see, there is one bead already here which mimics this one. It is the same as this one. Okay, so now now what we do is, instead of picking up 4 beads to make the unit, I'll be picking up only 3 beads, and the fourth bead will be this one. It will be shared with the unit that we have already made. So this goes on top of it like this, but without one of them. So I'm going to pick up only 3 beads now. In order to make it easier, I'm just going to change the colors here. I'm going to take 3 beads from this. So 1, 2 and 3. So I have taken 3 beads onto my on my thread and needle, and now you see these 4 together that you can see. This is one unit of the right angle weave, but this will be standing up straight like this. So before moving into I'll show you. See, this is how it should be, right? So that means, see, your thread is here. So how will you make it into a right angle weave? So if your thread passes like this, it will become a right angle weave. So I will pass my needle in this direction. See, when I do that, you see a right angle weave with this is the base, and I've added 3 more beads here, and this became a right angle weave unit. Now for the next part. Now in the next part, I have to add one right angle weave on this one. Okay, I have to add one right angle weave here. So let's see how that goes now. Okay, and before adding that unit, now because I want to add a new unit in the next uh, base here. Okay, so I will take my needle. I think I will. Okay, so I will take my needle to the place where I want to add the right angle weave unit. So now I have, it's a little fidgety in the beginning, I understand, but this is how it is made. I have brought my needle out of the bead from which I want to make the next unit of right angle weave. So here I want to make another unit like this, right? When I want to add 4 more beads, it's going to be extra. So as you can see these 2 beads. So this red one and this white one, or the the light colored one, are already present there. Okay, so instead of adding 4 beads, if I pick up only 2 beads, these 2 beads I can share it, and it will become a unit of 4 beads. So I hope you understand. See, like this. Okay, yeah, so 2 beads, see, these 2 beads are already here, so that means I have to pick up only 2 more beads to make my right angle weave. So I'll pick up 2 more of the colored ones, 1 and so these faceted beads are really, running away from me. So I've taken 2 beads on my needle, and I'll bring it down. See, when I bring it down, sorry about being so messy. I mean, so that's how, it can be made. See, when I bring these 2 beads together, you can see a right angle weave is formed. See, a unit of 4 beads. So these 2 beads. Now where will my thread pass to order in order to join this now? See, the thread path is actually very clear if you look at it this way. See, when I put this together, now this thread is here. So if I pass my thread through this bead, it will attach and become one unit. See, 4 beads together became one unit. My thread is still here. I have not finished the right angle weave unless I have passed through the base bead once again. Okay, this side is added. See, this side I added in the first, and this side I added now. Now I have to add the third side. So for the third side, this is the third bead on which I have to build another unit of right angle weave. So I will take my needle to the place where I want to start building the next unit of the right angle weave. So these moves are very important. So if your placement of the needle is not in the correct place, again it's not easy to get the right angle weave. So in this right angle weave, see, this is the base. On that I have to build another right angle weave which will have 4 beads. But do I need to add 4 beads here? No. See, I need to add just 2 beads. See, if I add just 2 beads, a right angle weave will form. That is, this bead here and this one in the base will be the common beads. So I will be adding just 2 extra. Or I can place it like this and show it to you. See, if I do this, I'll get a right angle weave. But as you can see below, already those 2 beads are here. So I don't need to add all 4. I need to add just 2. I'm going to pick up 2 more of the colored beads. Okay, and bring it down. And see, the thread path is also important, so that's why I am going slow. See, when you bring it down, what to do next? See, when you put it like this, so when you put it like this is when you get a unit of 4 beads, correct? So that means, see, this thread has to come into this bead. So my needle will go from the top to the bottom to make that unit. So I have shared the base unit, the base bead and the bead from the adjacent right angle weave, added 2 more beads and it became one right angle weave. As now you can see, my thread is still here. My stitch is not complete if I have not passed it through the base bead once again. And also because I need to bring the thread to the next bead here, that is the 4th bead in the base. So I will bring my needle to the place where I want to add the 4th unit. So this is a cubic right angle weave. So there are 4 units or 4 sides. Okay. Now I am here. So it will look a little bit, loose and stuff like that. But don't worry, but just you will just concentrate on the units that we have to make. So I am here now. I've added 3 units. This was the first unit, this was the second unit, and this is the third unit, and what I'm going to add now is the 4th unit. So 4th unit, when you look here closely already, how many beads can you see here? See, avoid those 2 beads. How many beads can you see here? There are 3 beads. All there 3 beads are already present. So this is from the base, this is from the first one I added, this is from the last one I added. So now it means that since 3 beads are already there, see, this is the unit that we have to make. And but you can see these 3 beads are already there. So that means I will have to add only 1 bead. And how to add that 1 bead and where to add it? So can I add the bead here? No. Since my bead has to be in this position, see, my bead has to be here in the top position. So that means I have to add the bead in that position, means I have to take my needle up 1 step like this. And now I am in a position to add the single bead to make that unit. So I picked up only 1 unit, and after when I pick up that 1 unit, so I'll show you how this path goes. See, like this. Okay, so that means my needle has to go down this bead. So got the 4th unit also done. So like I told you, always finish the right angle weave by passing through the base bead or by passing through the bead once again like this. So 4 units are done and my thread is at the base here. Now my work is to bring the thread up here because I have to work upwards. I am not working sideways. So my thread is, needle and thread are here. Now I have to bring my needle up here. Now how do I bring it now? So we go in the same path as the thread. See, you can see a thread path here. So your needle can go up like that. And again, to bring it up, I can either take my needle to the left or I can take my needle to the right because there are threads on either side. See, this side also, this side also. Any one side you can take. And when I do that, I am at the top of the piece here, which I can extend further. Okay. Before we move further, I will also want to make one more move of the beads. So see, these 4 beads which you can see on the top here are not attached to each other. See, all of them are not attached to each other. So what I will do is I am going to just pass my thread and needle. I have not picked up any beads. I am going to pass through all 4 of them once again, just so that I bring them all together. And again from where I started. Okay, so this is where I started and I've come back here. You can see 4 beads on the top. So this is now the base for us to build the next unit. And when we go down and check, see, this is one side, this is another side, this is another side, and this is another side, and this is the base. So this is cubic right angle weave. So this one is a little loose because I did not tie the knot here. So what happened? My stitches became a little loose as I was working, but I was able to manage it. But if you are practicing, I want you to knot it up before you move. So once again, I'm going to do the same thing, maybe a repetition of what I already explained, but for the benefit of those who want to understand how to do this stitch further. So now my thread is in this position. So imagine that this is the base. Now what's my next duty is to add one more unit of right angle weave, which will have 4 beads. But instead of 4 beads, see, you can see here, if I show you like this, you will know this 4 has to be added here, but instead of 4 we have to add only 3 because this base bead is, we are going to share it here. Okay, so I'm going to pick up 3. 1, 2, 3. I've taken 3 beads. I'll bring the bead down and show you how the stitch will be formed. Okay, a right angle weave will have 4 beads, see, like this. Okay, so now you know, see, the thread is here. How to get it into this shape? To get it into this shape, if you pass the needle here from the left to the right and pull it, see, you will get the 4 bead. Okay, now one unit is done. We move on to the next one. To move on to the next one, I have to take my needle to the place where I want to start the next unit. So this is just lying down for the moment. It will stand up when we close it. Okay, now the next unit. For the next unit again, I'll bring in my right angle unit. Okay, so like this, right? So 4 beads have to be added, but as you can see, the 2 beads, these 2 beads are going to be shared. Here you see. I hope you understand the meaning behind why I am showing you this. See, even now, even if you look at it this way, by adding 2 beads, you will get a 4 bead. Or if you look at it this way also, you can see that two beads are already here. See, this bead and this bead is already here. So this and this is here. So we need to add two more only. I'm finding it really difficult to pick up these faceted beads. So bring down the beads. If you already know the path, you can just do it in one move. But if you don't know, I want you to take a look at how to understand this. Okay, so see, put them together like this. When you put them together, you know where your thread has to, where your needle has to go. See, into this one. Okay, I got a unit of 4 beads. But is it over? No, it's not over yet, because I have to again pass my needle into the base or into one of the units again to get this one. Got 4. I finished 2 units. Now I'll move to the third unit. So if you remember, in the first unit I added 3 extra beads. In the second unit I added only 2. And in the third one also I'll be adding only 2. So let me move to the third one. So to start the third one, I'll take my thread and needle to my starting position. So this is the tail thread. So I am taking it to the starting position. This is the starting position, and again, once again, see, a unit has to be formed like this here, but instead of these two white ones, see, these two red ones are already there, right? So adding only 2 more. So if you add 2 more, even if you look at like this, see, if you add just 2 more beads, you will get a right angle weave. So that's why we are going to add only 2 more beads. So pick up 2 more, bring it down, and check where you have to pass your needle now. See, when you bring it around like this, see, a unit will be formed like this. So that means your needle has to go into this bead. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the unit is not complete, like I always tell you. You'll have to pass it through this base bead once again in order to complete the stitch. Okay, you've done that. Now is the last one here. So the last one, I have to add a unit in the last one. So I'm taking my needle to the place where I have to add the last unit. And in this last unit again, there is going to be a slight change. So I have to add 1 unit here, right? But if you can see already, there are 3 beads here which can be shared. I can use these beads to make the unit, and what's missing here is only the 4th unit, right? See, if you look at this, bead here, this one, see, when I add just 1 bead there, it will become a right angle unit. So look at these 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1 from this unit. So that means only 1 bead. But am I in the right position to add the last bead here? No. Now I'll have to move my needle up here so that I can place the last bead here. So to place the last bead, I'll pick up one bead, and that 1 bead goes here, right? So from here, if I bring my needle down like this, I'll get a right angle weave. And to finish that right angle weave, I'm passing through the base once again. So I've added all the 4 sides. See, this is the last, excuse me, this is the last side I have added. This is the third, this is the second, and this is the first. So on all the 4 sides we have it. Now since I have to move upwards, my needle and thread are here. I have to make sure that I take the needle to the position where I want to start the next unit correctly. And in this position, we have the choice of either taking the needle to the right side or to the left side, whichever is comfortable for you. So both are same. And after doing this, now this 4 beads are the base for what we are going to build next, right? So but these 4 beads are not well connected. So what I would like to do is I want to connect them by just passing my thread through all of them once. No picking up beads or no adding any beads here. So I'm just going to pass through all 4 of them, not 3 of them, 4 of them, and come back to the position where I started. So this is the place where I started. So I have come back to the same position where I started, and you can see. See, when you look at it, you will have to look at it as units of 4. Only then you'll understand, we can understand it nicely. See these 4 and these 4. Let me get my other mat. If the blue color is kind of disturbing. We have 4 beads on each side. I'm now going to be fast forwarding the video a bit for your watch convenience. And you will continue like this for the desired length. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting my channel. Please do share and subscribe if you haven't already.